Hey everyone, I'm Osval Cabrera, though if you're part of our Discord community, you probably know me better as Skyrus. I'm the lead designer of Dragon Goose Games and the creator of DEFCON, a post-apocalyptic role-playing system. Welcome to our video series where we break down the fundamentals of DEFCON and show you what this system has to offer. If you haven't already, be sure to check out our reveal video, which covers the core concepts of DEFCON. In this video, we're going over skill checks, the core mechanic behind almost every action in DEFCON. So what is a skill check? A skill check happens when the broadcaster, our version of the game master, calls for a roll to determine the outcome of an action, anything from hacking a computer to climbing a crumbling building or even bashing open a locked door. The broadcaster decides whether an action requires a skill check and how difficult that action is. You describe what you want to do and the broadcaster sets the challenge. Here's how it works. The broadcaster tells you which skill applies and what penalty is being applied to the check. This is how they set the difficulty. You then look at your skill value, apply any bonuses or penalties your character might have, subtract the broadcaster's penalty from your adjusted skill value, then roll a d20. To succeed, you need to roll equal to or under the final number. Roll above it, you fail. In DEFCON, low rolls are good. Let's walk through an example. The broadcaster describes a sealed, high-tech door with a security panel. Jim, the party's computer expert, wants to hack the panel. Jim has an electronic skill of 20 and a tool that gives him a +2 bonus. The broadcaster says the difficulty is a -10, so Jim's total becomes 20 + 2 equals 22. And with the penalty applied, that drops to 12. Jim rolls a d20. If he rolls 12 or lower, the door unlocks. If he rolls 13 or higher, he fails. And in this case, the door activates a defense system and unleashes a swarm of robots. Now you might be thinking, do I have to use electronics for this? Not at all. DEFCON is flexible. If you think another approach fits, talk to your broadcaster. Maybe you want to pry the door open with your athletics, or use blacksmithing tools to dismantle key parts of the mechanism. The skill you use may change the penalty. Some approaches might be easier or harder than others, but creativity is always welcome. There's also an optional rule where the broadcaster doesn't tell you the penalty before you roll. If your group uses this style, it should be agreed on before the campaign begins to keep things fair. In this case, the broadcaster keeps the penalty secret, and you roll as normal. You then compare the final skill value, after all modifiers, to your d20 roll. This style works especially well on digital platforms like Roll20, where the system just shows the result. And that's how skill checks work in DEFCON. They're simple, flexible, and give you plenty of room for creative problem solving, whether you're breaking into old world tech or surviving in the wasteland. We'll be covering more topics soon, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated. Follow us on TikTok, and if you haven't already, join our Discord community. We'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there in the wasteland.